everybody, welcome back to another Battlefront 2 video. In today's video we're going to be ranking all 10 online game modes. I thought this would be a good time to make this video because they've added so many new game modes. So, for this video I'm going to do a different style of, how do I say, audio. I'm not going to be describing what's happening on the screen. I'm going to just be describing the game mode, and hopefully things on the screen will correspond to what I'm saying. So with that out the way, moving on to the number 10 spot. So in our number 10 spot we have Hero Starfighters. Now the reason I have put this here is because I have no idea what's going on in this game mode. So I've played a few rounds of it, I've tried to figure it out. I'm in version at the moment, not for long as you will see, but basically it's like teams of 4 have a fight against another team of 4, and then if you lose your hero you become a normal ship, and I think if you lose all your heroes on your team, the other team wins. I'm not quite sure, but and it's a round game out of 3 rounds, so good luck on winning your rounds. I'm not really sure what's going on. It's a bit confusing and a bit boring. Whole fun point of Starfighter Assault is it's objective based. That is why it's in the number 10 spot. Let's move on to the number 9 spot. So in our number 9 spot we have Strike/Extraction. Now Extraction and Strike, they're different. They used to be different, they used to be separate, but now they're together. I'm not really sure why. Next space, it would have been 11 game modes to rank, but they would have come in one after the other. So Strike is where you have to capture objectives. It's like a really small scale Galactic Assault, which is basically now co-op. So, but except for it's against enemy players, as with more actual teammates. It's a bit bigger, slightly bigger than co-op, less more than Galactic Assault. And Extraction even is where you have to nick this thing and get it to an extraction point and get away. I've got a little game mode here going on. I used to play it when it was Strike. I didn't really understand Extraction. It was a bit confusing. It's just not very diverse, and the game modes are a bit repetitive, which is why it's in the number 9 spot.
Package on the ground. Repeat, package on the ground. Low cooperation.
So in the number 8 spot we have Starfighter Assault, and I did mention this in the Starfighter Hero Starfighter little segment. And I put this here because I quite like the Starfighter thing. It's quite cool for cinematic moments, but I just think it's not got so much variety. But I quite like Starfighter Assault. It's got some good objective play. You have to destroy things, and it's like, yay, we destroyed the Death Star. Even though that's not a thing, it should be a thing. DICE, make that a thing now. Anyway, it's just a little bit repetitive, and that is kind of the main reason that they do get marked down quite a lot at the moment. I'm sorry for game modes that don't have much updates coming to them because they're just not as popular. So, moving on to the number 7 spot. In the number 7 spot, we have Ewok Hunt, and I have done a whole video talking about Ewok Hunt, so I thought I'd try and make this one a little bit shorter. So in this Ewok Hunt, Ewok Hunt is a game mode where you either start as a Stormtrooper or as an Ewok. There's a bigger chance you start as a Stormtrooper. So as a Stormtrooper, what you do is you start off in very low visibility in first person. You have just a little flashlight, gives you very limited light, and it runs out after a certain amount of time. Now this clip is at the very end of the game, so I've got the heavy gun, which you can pick up around the map, and it's hollow clips, which those speed up the speed of the transition. It's a transmission which speeds up your extraction. You've got to survive till extraction. The Ewoks have good visibility and they're in third person, and they just try and stab you, which is nice and friendly. I have some gameplay of both in the lineup, so hope you enjoy the Ewok Hunt. We're going to have to move on to the number 6 spot now. So now we're on to the number 6 spot, which is Hero Showdown. This is a 2v2 hero game mode. So it's in 3 rounds. So you're with the teammate and you pick 2 characters and you have a fight with the other 2 characters. Whoever loses their 2 characters wins that round, and whoever wins the round can't keep that same character and use it again. and so eventually you have a very limited choice if you're winning quite well, which means the other team have a better chance of coming back. So it's quite a balanced game mode. It took me a while to understand it, mainly because I was a bit thick when I first started playing the game. Right. Basically, it's a little bit repetitive, which is kind of the key theme. It doesn't change on maps very much. Normally there's people who either just camp or who just aggressive and just make it. So you either get absolutely thrashed by level 300s or it's level 1s who walk in circles and attack the floor. In the game I think this game I did win. And I did get around. It was actually quite balanced, which is quite good. I was quite happy about getting a balanced game mode because, it meant that it was kind of a decent, fun game to play. But I didn't play more than one round of it because I did to get the right game mode. But it's just not the same, it's just not the same as like Heroes vs Villains, where it's a 4v4 and you can be like, oh, this is iconic and stuff. It's a cool map. So that's the reason I think it has to come in at number 6. But number 6 is still a respectable spot. So let's move on to the number 5 spot.
Take them out and keep moving.
has fallen.
So now onto the number 5 spot is Blast. Blast is a team deathmatch where both teams start with 100 players and you can use all the basic troop classes and the rocket jumper and enforcer. I'm not sure if you can use infiltrator. I don't think you can. Actually no, you can, because I think I used Clone Commando, which is an enforcer. So Blast, pretty bog standard team deathmatch, just 2 teams of 8, I want to say. I think it's 8, or is it 4? I think it's 2 teams of 8, have a big scrap, and whoever gets 100 kills first wins. Pretty bog standard game mode, quite good for introducing you to the game, because obviously you can just get used to it. But the problem is, this is where the level 1,000,000 officers hide. As you'll see, I think the first few seconds of that clip, I just get absolutely obliterated by level, I want to say 300 million officer. It's a bit repetitive, good starting place, that's why it is in the number 5 spot. Let's move on to number 4. So now on to the number 4 spot, which is Heroes vs Villains. Now I did just talk about Heroes vs Hero Showdown in a number 6 spot, but I thought it's a bit different. It is a team deathmatch where you have 35 lives and it's 2 teams of 4 heroes. So that you can be all the good guys, and if you're with 3 other friends or just 3 friends, you can be like, you can stick together. And also if you want to level up a specific hero, you can stay on that hero, whereas on Heroes Showdown you have to change if you win. Also the games go on a bit longer and there's more opportunities to kill people. Sounds murderous, but you get the idea. And I just think it's quite a fun game mode, but there's not objectively as good as some of the other game modes, and I kind of, I don't really know what to say about it. It's quite a fun team deathmatch. I'll leave you with I want to say around 30 seconds of gameplay. I'm Mr. Yoda because I'm trying to level him up. See, that's the whole point. If you want to grind on a hero, you can, and I think that's why I put it in the number 5 spots, and move on to the number 3, I guess, in 30 seconds time. Now on to the number 3 spot, which is co-op. Co-op is where a team of 4 people go against AIs and capture points. They have to capture the first point within a certain time. If you don't do that, you fail, and you can either be defending or attacking. Co-op, you can choose to be light side or dark side, but that only means droids or clones, because there's not that much choice. It's really fun game mode. You can go in with your teammates, you can be heroes, but only heroes related to that era. So for the good guys, that is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Yoda, and Chewbacca. For the bad guys, that is Darth Maul, Yoda, no, not Yoda, Darth Maul, Count Dooku, Bosk, and General Grievous. It's quite a fun game mode, really fun. Really good for your teammates, really good for leveling things up, obviously, because it's, you know, your AI against AI, so getting kills, really good for getting new weapons, because that counts as multiplayer kills. Don't know how, but you know, really good for leveling up characters, really fun, changes quite a lot, varies on maps, and it's a really fun game mode. Recommend it. Of course I do, it's number 3 spot. So now we're onto the number 2 spot. This is what game mode I really like. So this is Capital Supremacy. This is where you are a big team, 2 teams of 20 I want to say, and I think it's up to 20 at least, and you have to, there are 5 command posts, and you've got to capture these command posts and get reinforcements. Once you get the reinforcements from having the majority of the command posts, so if you have 3 and the other team have 2, you gain reinforcements. Once you get 100% reinforcements, you go to the capital ship and have a big fight. But when you're on the ground, you can use vehicles, you can use heroes, you can use enforcers. So much diversity within this game mode. The only thing I would say is it does go on for quite a while. But once you're in the capital ship, you normally have to, I don't know, hack into this computer to open the doors. Once you've opened the doors, you have to blow up the cooling cell and blow up the ship. But if you fail, you go back down to the ground and gain your reinforcements. That's why it can go on for quite a while. But if you want to get a really high kill game, that's how you do it. Because I think my highest kill game on Capital Supremacy was around 200 kills. And I've got a bit of gameplay here. I don't have any capital ship gameplay because I didn't want to make too long of a segment on it. So I wanted to make the longest segment on for the number 1 spot, which you will find out soon. Capital Supremacy is really fun to play with your friends, really good, diverse gameplay, and doesn't really get old. So that is why it's in the number 2 spot. I'll leave you with around a minute and a bit of gameplay. I hope you enjoy. Let's move on to the number 1 spot in like 30 seconds or whatever.
No longer hold command post crash.
Onto the number 1 spot. I really couldn't put anything else other than Galactic Assault, because Galactic Assault is just that game mode, you know, it's just so iconic, you know. I had to choose the most iconic one and I chose Hoth, you know, the Walker Assault from Empire Strikes Back. I thought it's a bit generic, but you know, everyone loves that scene, the whole Hoth scene with the attack walkers. Obviously this doesn't play out the same, that'd be a bit too easy for the good guys, but you know, you have to try and blow it up with rocket launchers. But Galactic Assault isn't just about taking down the walkers, it's about, you know, breaking into the base or defending your base or blowing up the Death Star. It's really cool, it's like lots of things going on. And Galactic Assault, you could be vehicles, spaceships, enforcers, heroes, all the heroes. And at this point I started off as a Y-Wing, that's because I'm partway through a game, and then I have Luke, and I forgot to put the Hoth Luke on, but I didn't want to lose it because the heroes just go like that, boom, gone, no hero. But Galactic Assault is just so much fun, you know. It changes for different maps, it's not the same, it's not repetitive, and I don't really know what to say apart from it's just the number 1 game mode. I love it, but the problem is the servers are a bit dead and you always have to wait for ages to find a game. But just because I like it so much, I'm going to leave you with 20 minutes of, not 20, that'd be a bit long, 2 minutes of just a bit of Hoth, you know, shooting about. Hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, and see you in the next one.
Throwing. Seared the armor. Not much more.
AT-AT in critical condition.
On my way. I'm ready for you.
Walker's nearing the base. Across the final checkpoint.
What you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talk